Hey guys, Peter here to do an album review, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about Between the Buried and Me, brand new album Automata II, out on Sumerian Records. This album has 4 songs, it's 34 minutes in length. Now, if you want to check out my album review for Automata I, click up there and you'll be able to check out that album review. But for those of you that have done that already, here it goes. This is my album review for Automata II. I really felt that this was the perfect segue to Automata I. In terms of sound, lyrics, content, overall structure, it really felt to me as the perfect segue, perfect continuation from where Automata I really left off. These 4 songs on this record are incredible. To me, this felt like a superior record from Automata I. It really felt to me that they left the best for last, if you will. It feels stronger musically, lyrically. It feels stronger. It feels more innovative. It feels more, I don't know, creative, if you will. It just has a lot of more components to it. It has a lot of more different dynamics to it that, to me, it just made it for a much stronger record. I really enjoyed Automata I. I actually enjoyed it more the more I listened to it. It really was an album that really grew on me. And this one, from the moment I heard it the first time around, I was immediately hooked to it. It just is an album that has such a cool fluidity to it. If you start listening to this album, you completely lose track of time. You lose track of where one song ends and the other one song starts. There is just a perfect continuation, perfect fluidity from song to song. They all blend in as one solid record. Even though there's 4 different songs with 4 different dynamics to it, with 4 different characteristics and styles, they all blend well together, and they're all so fluid into each other that really just feels like one really long 38-minute song with different dynamics and different parts and structures to it. Really cool. I really enjoyed it. I really like it. It was really refreshing. I really like the fact that they included a lot of jazz instruments. They included accordions. They included a lot of different things to make this album really come to life and become really unique and really give life to each of the songs. But like I said, overall, really creating one solid record from 1 to 4 that just really feels like one really long song of 38 minutes. It just has that kind of fluidity, it has that kind of sound, and it just has that structure that allows for somebody to just sit down and get lost in it. The best way I can describe this record, at least to me, it really felt like the equivalent to acid on music, with every note that gets played, with every song, with every guitar riff, with every vocal delivery. It's like a drop of acid or shrooms. You just, there is a little bit of an overall psychedelic vibe to it. You just really get into a trance. You get lost in the music, you get lost in the lyrics, and your mind just travels with each song. And that is what allows you to really lose track of which song you're listening to, and just really allow for the music to carry you through the journey. It's really well done. It's really creative. And like I said, going back to the use of more jazz instruments and accordion and keyboards and piano, I really like that, because it just shows how creative these guys are, how innovative these guys are, and how they're able to bring in different styles really far from where their music is, and incorporate it into their own music, make it work, make it sound fresh, make it sound new, and still stay heavy. The songs are still very heavy. There's still a lot of very heavy riffs. There's still harsh vocals, clean vocals, all of the dynamics that we've been used to from Between the Buried and Me are there. But the innovation, the creativity, the ability to create song structures that allow them to use these different elements, bring them in, morph them, if you will, create layers around them to really bring the songs to life, to really allow them to just be creative and create something they want to create, something that sounds musically inspiring without having to worry about labels or having to worry about what people are going to think or where anybody else has to say about it. This is their own inspiration, their own version of these songs, how these songs came through them into the instruments, and they were just able to use whatever they had at their disposal to create really innovative, creative, beautiful, melodic, heavy songs. Now, I'm just going to pick one song because there's only 4 songs, and to me, listening to this album, I kind of got lost into which song was which because I just really closed my eyes. I didn't look at the track list, and I just let the record play. I made the mistake with Automata 1 to really be concentrating on each track individually and not really allowing for the album to just be played as a whole and allow that experience to sink in. That was a mistake I made when I listened to Automata 1. I didn't want to make that mistake again, so this time around, I didn't even look at the track list until I was finished with the record because I really wanted the music to be my guide, to just let it flow, let it listen to it, and then check it out afterwards to see what the track list was. I didn't want to have preconceived ideas. I didn't want to have a set mindset going into the record. I didn't want to have any thoughts that could change how I enjoyed or how I view the music. So, having said that, I will pick one song, and that's Voice of Trespass. My God, this song to me is so cool, it's so different. It's so hard for me to put words to describe this song. I'll start by saying this song really brings out a mixture of jazz elements to the forefront. It really has a cabaret vibe to it. It really feels like a cabaret song. Now, it's still heavy. It still has a lot of heavy riffs to it. You still have harsh vocals. You still have clean vocals in it. But the cabaret vibe and the jazz influence in this song is very noticeable. It's extremely noticeable. But this is a song to me that really breaks into 2 separate songs. There is a first part of the song that's more the whole song has a jazz vibe and a jazz heavy jazz influence throughout. That is something that is throughout the whole song. But to me, the song is divided into 2 parts. The first part of the song has more of a cabaret vibe to it. It has more melody to it. It's not as heavy. There's a lot more melody to it. There's still some heavy components, especially around the chorus with the heavy, harsh vocals. That gives a little bit extra heaviness to the song. But the second part of the song is a lot heavier. The guitar riffs are a lot heavier. The vocals are, you have a lot more use of harsh vocals in that second part of the song. And you lose a little bit of the cabaret vibe, but you still remain, the jazz influences still remain in that song throughout. But it does drop out that cabaret vibe that you have in the first half of the song and becomes a more heavier song. And this to me is a song that really connected well with Automata 1. This song to me was a song on this record that really built the bridge between both records. And especially with the second part of the song. The first part as well, because there are some elements in that first part of the song that really connect well with Automata 1. But the second part, once it loses that cabaret vibe and it still keeps those underlying jazz elements and becomes heavier, and the lyrics change to meet the heaviness of the song. It's almost, like I said, it's a song divided into 2 parts. That second part, the music, the lyrics, all those components, the way the vocals were used, all of these components really connect this song, and the overall album is tied into the Automata 1. To me, this is the song that makes that connection. This is the song that builds that bridge between the two records. Anyways, this is it for me. It's a short record as far as songs are concerned, only 4, but it's 34 minutes in length. You're gonna get a really huge enjoyment out of this record. To me, once again, my advice is don't go in looking at 4 songs, 34 minutes. Go in looking at this is a full record. Just sit down, listen to it. Don't even pay attention to the track list. Don't even keep track of which song you're listening to. Allow the music to take you through this journey of listening to this album. Let the music dictate your mood, your feelings, and how you appreciate the songs. Don't over-analyze the amount of tracks and the duration of each track. That will take you away from the full enjoyment of this record. Let me know your thoughts. I'm dying to know what you guys think of this record. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be reading those and getting back to you guys. All right, take care.